and blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'll be doing the last 3 color pencil challenge of this week's mini series, I guess you can call it. Today I'll be using my favorite, the Arteza Expert Pack pencils, and because there's so many of them, I'm thinking of doing 3 separate pieces with 9 different color pencils, but in groups of 3. And along with them, as usual, I'll be using my jelly roll, some Microns, my Hanson Sharpener, Pen+Gear, and chipboard to draw on. So as usual by now, I put all 72 color pencils in my disgusting white bag, shuffled them around, and took out 9 different color pencils and grouping them into 3 groups in order the way I pulled them out. So the first 3 were a group, the next 3 were a group, and the last 3 were a separate group. And I thought each group was pretty significantly good together. There was one group that had that purple, that peachy yellow color, and a dark green that was a little off, but I made it work and ended up being my favorite character in the piece I completed towards the end. Like always, the first thing we're going to do is swatch out these color pencils. I've used them a bunch of times by now. Some of them I haven't used, surprisingly. I guess because there's so many color pencils in this pack, I haven't gotten to them. But other than that, we've swatched these onto the chipboard to see how they blend together, work together with the Microns and jelly roll, just to see what we're up against for this challenge. All 3 of these color groups had either a green or an earthy brown tone, like in the one with the pink and the peach. I wanted to do something resembling plants and some sort of greenery, flowers, succulents, just any type of plant-like subject, I guess. I then thought this was a little bit too boring and basic and tried to take these plants that I had drawn and turn them into characters of these different flora and fauna women, and using that as my inspiration for the piece. In sketching out, I first laid down the skin tone, quote unquote, that I would use for each character, even though some of these are pretty out there and not very realistic, but they still work somehow, and I wanted them to really look natural and kind of these fairy-like goddesses and not really specific humans or realistic human beings. I knew creating these 3 characters, I wanted them to look different, but be cohesive together in this goddess cathedral kind of vibe and energy to each one of them. So I chose the middle figure to be kind of the mother figure looking over these other 2 characters and the kingdom or land that they own or run, whatever you want to call it. And then the one on the left with the green wavy hair and the more yellow toned skin is kind of the baby of the family. She's very kind of lost all the time and just brand new to this whole running the world type of thing. And then the one to the right is kind of the one that would get the throne after the middle figure, and she just knows that she's all about it. She's super cool and she knows she is, and she's ready to run. I really enjoyed adding the flowers to the middle character, especially since there was so much diversity between the colors of this purple and green kind of being these contrasting colors but complement one another, versus in the other two a lot of the colors were very similar to each other. The one on the left having the blue, green, yellow tones, all those cool colors, and then the one on the right being very warm. But the one in the center had cool and warm tones together, and that purple was very magenta like, and the green being that cool green. I really love how easy it is to layer colors with these color pencils and without making it look too blendy or muddy. They just layer on very nicely and you can create different tones with just 3 color pencils. And that's why I love this challenge so much, because it pushes you to layer and blend colors as much as you can to their limit so you can see what your supplies can actually do. This character brings me some sadness because she was so pretty, and then I added too much of that brush nib Micron with the black and overdid it, so I kind of ruined her eyes and just ended up giving her some black shades to cover the disaster that I had done. I tried fixing it a couple times with a white jelly roll, adding more color pencil on top of that, and it just looked way too messy, so I just went over it completely with the brush nib and just gave her some sunglasses and called it a day for her. Even though the glasses weren't my first initial idea, I still think she looks pretty cool in those shades, and she looks like the boss that I really wanted her to look like, as if she's ready to run this town. So I felt really bad for this character because I feel like because of the colors next to the other 2 characters, she looks less like a human and more like a fish or some kind of underwater mermaid creature. And I just kept laughing while doing it because she looks so out of place compared to the other two characters, which were very pink and purple tones and these really warm yet cool colors. And then out of nowhere comes this green and blue character. You can see I added kinds of this dark blob behind them just to give a background, and went over with the white jelly roll, adding some stars, highlights, a couple dots just to make the background more active. And there we go. That's my 369 color pencil challenge with the Arteza 72 color pencil expert pack. It was super fun. I really love these color pencils. I love how this piece came out, and these 3 color pencil challenges have been super fun to do. Feel free to watch my other 2 videos I did with Prismacolors and as well as the Blick Artist Studio color pencils, and they'll be linked down below in my description box. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment below on this video, and ring that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next one.